Welcome to my Streamlabs desktop. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night to you, friends. Hello, come on in, settle down. This live stream is about to begin. Please stand by as we proceed with the initiation of this live stream, going live to Twitch and TikTok simultaneously through the magic that is either above or below Streamlabs desktop, version 1.17.2. That is a genuine personal endorsement. It's a nice and groovy app to use. Some people prefer the original OBS. I understand the arguments why. I also just feel comfy with this one better. And no, no one's paying me to promote it. I just like to share with, whatever audience is watching what we use. Anyways, here we go. By the way, I just barely survived not drowning in my own coffee moments before as I was going live, as I was waiting for the countdown to finish. I managed to inhale a hit and then immediately sip some coffee without realizing that I was one of those I had to cough right away kind of things. Anyways, I survived. So here we are. Be careful out there, folks. Be self-aware when you are consuming your favorite products. Just be self-aware and careful. All right, getting ready to go. Let's go. Taking a first impression look at a new game. A new to me game, not so new game, but here we go. Here we go, friends. This should be interesting. It's my very first time ever playing. Oop. The whole gimmick with my show is that I missed out on this entire epic era of gaming. Well, there's our first bummer. Apparently, I didn't do any research on this game. I picked it up because it was there and it was on discount, and I had like double whammy discounts, and it was like 3 for 1. Not 3 for 1. 3 for 2. Anyways, I don't know what's going on. It's not connecting to the servers. But in theory, we should launch it. Brightness. Vibration on. Connect to EA account. That's apparently not a thing anymore. In theory, fingers crossed, we should be able to actually create a game and play it offline. If not, I'm going to be really, really, really sad. And I bet it won't be returnable. The reason I got this is because I'm intrigued and interested in the new one that's coming out sometime in the future. I don't know when. And I thought, oh, well, it's on discount. And it's supposed to be, these things are reverse compatible. But it sucks if they make them unplayable offline. We need to create a reform. Let's take a moment to talk about something. As a community, I propose, if I may be so bold as to get a little to approach the political. I don't think this is that political, not in this climate that we're in. If you want that, go check out my podcast. I don't put out as often as I should. I don't put out episodes as often as I should. For the podcast, because I feel it's very challenging, not for the obvious reasons that many might jump to the conclusion of, but for the fact that I feel I basically have already said everything I've got to say, and all the new detail is just an accoutrement. It's just a compilation of new details that none of which change my mind. But I'm going to strive to try to bring more episodes to the audience more often. But here's a thought. I know we've got a lot of battles to fight, hit on the corkboard, but we should would, as a community, when we've got that moment away from doing all the other things we're doing, maybe try to create a move. There, fix the camera. Start over. Here's a crazy thought, friends, and forgive me for approaching the political here. And as I said prior, there's plenty of things going on, and we talk about it over on the podcast. And occasionally that does happen here on live stream because I'll occasionally do crossover events. And there's plenty of important things going on in the world that are way more important than this. But within the context of the gaming community, as a community, we should, would create a movement to convince, cajole, coerce through civic levers and through political, public pressure, good old-fashioned feedback to the industry that while we love online features, it sucks when they decide a game is not profitable, even though there's plenty of people who love it, and the game was made by, as separate things. The game was made, unfortunately, so that it is unplayable if, the online component is not available. It'd be awesome if there was a way, and I know that some games are explicitly about onlineness, but like this kind of game, it's got connectivity, I don't know if it's not going to work. It might, and then we'll play it. The same sort of thing is going to probably be an issue over here, because this co-op online component, it wasn't, I don't know what limitations it did or didn't have, but it's been sunsetted, it's gone. They claim the game is still playable as a solo experience. In theory, it should. And we should, my point being, we should strive to get the industry to adopt a new gold standard that a game should try to be, if it's not explicitly a multiplayer online live service experience, but it has online connectivity because of microtransactions and because of co-op ability and whatever. The game should go out of its way to make sure it's still completely payable and usable and functional should the company decide to remove its online component, right? And or all companies should strive to do what Call of Duty does, unless they're changing things. Knock on wood. I hope I'm not wrong in like a week or two, turning me into a complete liar. Or a month or 3, whatever. But so far, to the best of my knowledge, all of the Call of Duty franchise games, the entire collection, I don't own every single title, but of all the titles that I have acquired in my obsessive compulsive pursuit of compensating for all the years of FOMO, which is the main driving theme behind my Variety Chaos Variety Madness, is to play all the key games from this platform. Not because anyone's like making me, but because I missed out, and now I've got a crazy weird opportunity to try and commodify myself and find an audience for my other ideas vis-a-vis this gimmick. Okay, so here we are. Let's find out. Let's save a pin on the corkboard for that sort of community movement. I know there's a lot of much more urgent, much more existential, much more divisive topics we got to sort out in terms of community consensus. But I think we can strive to make it clear that if it's essentially a solo player game, even if you're adding interesting, neat, additional online components, ultimately it should pass the test that when you're done doing that, because for whatever reason, essentially the cost is no longer worth it, the game should still be able to live on as a standalone solo player playable game. Because then people will still, if it's good, people will still be interested in it, you know? Anyways, I don't know. I know that there are some conditions under which that's just impossible. But I digress. There's, conversely, for example, in a similar but unrelated example, an Ubisoft multiplayer battle royale, Call of Duty adjacent, but also sufficiently different that it's apples and oranges style game that was like a universe crossover place for a lot of their titles, was not, for whatever reason, placed on the Ubisoft Plus bandwagon. I don't know why. They just shut it down entirely when they could have put it on the Ubisoft Plus, put it on Ubisoft Plus, their version of Game Pass, and helped it like keep inching along, making it. I guess they would have had to make it required to access it, which previously it wasn't. Maybe that had something to do with it. Changing it over, they didn't think people would adopt. I don't know. But I digress. It's one of those things. Maybe the industry right now has not found a solution, and maybe the community has a solution. I'm not a programmer. But I have an idea, and then I'm like, programmers, what do you think? Can we do that? I think there's always some way to bridge the gap between things. All right, I'll step off my soapbox. End of rant. Let's take a look at, hopefully, fingers crossed, it works, at our first impression look at Reckoning, the Kingdoms of Amalur, however you pronounce it. We'll find out when they tell us. Here we go. I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to go. I did it too soon again. I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to go headset free. That's just mostly because I'm into the immersion of playing the games too. And especially when I'm new, I got to pay attention. And I'm terrible at keeping up with chat, so apologies. Oh, let's go do chat TikTok roll call real quick. Jump through the hoop of my my imaginary desktop portal to my desktop. Boom, Joan Fleets. I hadn't switched this over. 47 people came by. I only have one name. It's because this tab is up, and therefore the names scroll by in real time. If I leave it up somewhere else, then they will, in theory, pile up so that I can read them off in a hurry. Often misreading them because they roll by so fast and I forgot to put my glasses on first, but I apologize. Thank you for being here, TikTok audience. Thank you for being here, Twitch audience. I apologize that I'm just not the kind of person that can multitask that, in part because of the way my setup is set up. The game image is over here on this screen. Everything related to managing the stream is over here, which feels like another country over here in terms of my eye tracking and my ability to read and stuff. And I'm being stubborn and not wearing my glasses while I play video games and needing to put on my work glasses, my screen glasses to be able to really read the chat. So I'm slow, and instead to compensate, what I try to do is come over here and take a break in between achieving things, either between multiple matches in a competitive style game, or in between rounds of like figuring stuff out and getting things done. And then I come through and click on the tabs and say hello. So drop a chat, say hello, let me know what's going on with you, and then we'll chat in between bursts of the gameplay. Without further ado, friends, onboarding and our first look at the Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. Let's go.
From the beginning, we were wrong, and only now, well into the second decade of the conflict, have we begun to understand the mistakes we have made. We lived in harmony among the Fae, in a world awakened to new magic. Perhaps we should have foreseen what might be born on this rising tide. What force might awaken. A force powerful enough to twist even the eternal and immutable Fae folk. But Gadflow, the new king of the Winter Court, surprised us all. Singular among his people, he was all that other Fae were not. Aggressive, ambitious, visionary. He had power like none we had ever seen. Terrible and deadly. Gadflow and his followers, the Tuatha Deon, believed that a new god was to be born in the east, beneath Gadflow's crystalline fortress of Amathen. In the name of that god, they marched to war against the young races of Amalur. Against a mortal army, no matter the power of their god, we might have been victorious, but the Fae are creatures of magic, not bound by the laws of life and death. Each Tuatha fallen on the battlefield would soon rise again, for the Fae do not know death as we do. How could we stand against such a force? For 10 years the war raged. For 10 years the armies of Men and Alpha fought and died. But as our numbers dwindled, we knew that it was only a matter of time. Our fate had been written. At least, that is what we believed. Until you died.
Whoa, so we start off the game having been resurrected somehow? Fascinating. Tarot? Or a trading card game? Is this a collectible trading card game and I didn't realize it?
I think this one is then. Alpha, Varie, could even be a Jotun. Always a surprise, eh, Garan?
Eyes on the job, boy. Don't matter what it is. Dead's dead. And be thankful for that. All we've seen. Go on and pull back the sheet, though. It'll need to be in our report, one way or the other.
Ooh, interesting. This is character creation. So we were a soldier that did not survive a particular battle of some kind against this new uprising of dark elf evil magic. Let's get to it. Okay, so this is fun. I'm gonna nerd out. For those of you who are new here and may or may not know, I'm a nerd for character creation screens. And also, I don't know the game. So I don't know what's going on with their selections. I mean, I understand RPGs broadly. I've been playing them since before we did them on computers, you know? So there's that. Okay. Almain. The Almain are a warlike and religious nation of the storied origin. Many Almain come from the Feylands seeking freedom while honoring the traditions of their homeland. Okay. Let's see the other ones. Varie. Or Varie. Hardened by the high seas, the Varie are just as frequently pirates and mercenaries as they are shrewd merchants. They favor swords and daggers as seaworthy weapons. Is there a lot of nauticalness in this game? I have no idea. Lajolsalfar. The Lajolsalfar. I have no idea how you're supposed to pronounce that, friends. No clue. Sorry. And also, I apologize for always looking weirdly up that way. That's just where the screen that shows me all the information about the stream on Streamlabs is. Excuse me a minute. I've got a hiccup and or burp and or cough and or sneeze all at once. One moment, please. Okay, let us proceed with the reading. The insert pronunciation of name here are proud and ancient people from the frozen lands of the north. The insert pronunciation here judge themselves fit to divine right from wrong under wind. Sun and sky and mete and even-handed justice. And meet, and even-handed justice. This is the meet like, I have met out my justice. It's an old usage. We don't use it very much anymore. And I always thought it was spelled the same way as meat because I didn't know any better. I'd heard it but never really read it until I read it. Okay, that was a long time ago. Dokalfar are renowned as sophisticated students of magic and diplomacy. While they do not shy from conflict, they prefer to resolve disputes subtly and with grace or efficiently in silence. Okay, I didn't really read the bonuses. Stealth, stagecraft, persuasion. Do we do a lot of theater in this show? Stagecraft. Oh, sagecraft. My brain just transferred the T from the previous word. Sagecraft. So magic. And then, okay. Alchemy, dispelling, stagecraft. Detect hidden, mercantile, lockpicking. Okay. Alchemy, blacksmithing, and persuasion. Interesting. They're all kind of magic-y. I always like to play ladies. Let's see what they look like. This is the Almain. We got our Varani. Detect hidden, mercantile, lockpicking. Lockpicking +2. Whoa there. That's got a lot of purple on it. That guy have purple? Not as purpley as the purple I like. This is my kind of purple. That alone makes me want to go with that character. Even though I bet you immediately put on other outfits that don't look the same. Other armor, rather. Frozen Lands, Divine Right. Oh, I read that wrong. Not that they have a divine right. That they are capable of divining. They should have conjugated that word. The way the way they constructed the sentence, it is correct grammatically, but it is also easy to miss it. For me, I misread it. They mean like the act of divining or discerning between the two, right and wrong. Under wind, sun, and sky, and meet an even-handed justice. They met out. They give out an even-handed justice. Okay. The outfit is calling to me. If that had purple instead of green, I'd be way more into it. Stealth, sagecraft, and persuasion. Alchemy, blacksmithing. Blacksmithing +2, so making stuff. Mercantile, lockpicking. Alchemy, dispelling, and sage. Dispelling. Stealth. Is stealth important in this game? That's the most, audacious outfit in the collection. But again, I don't know. Does that influence the rest of the armor very much or no? In some of these older games, the outfits would often be almost just sort of variants on the style of the original, but remain essentially true to its form. And then in other ones, they like, you're in like, depends on what you choose, light, medium, or heavy. I don't know if they've got that sort of thing going on. And if I'm limiting myself from one or the other, I don't know what to pick. I really don't. All of their bonuses are in crafty type stuff, like secondary skills, and I don't know how the primary skills are going to work. I guess we pick those later. If I was go based entirely on the fact that this has the most purple in it, or that this is the most like whatever, appealing, interesting, naughty looking, spicy looking. Not that I do that to the characters very much, but I also don't dislike it. That sounds terrible. I can't believe I said all that loud. I'm glad that newer games are way less about that, honestly. I also, pretty things are pretty things. And the reason I play, for the record, the reason I play female characters is because you're essentially staring at them for the rest of the and I'd rather just stare at a female form than at a male form. That's it. It's got nothing to do with a political statement or anything like that. I guess for some people that would be really like a slightly touchy and or controversial subject, and for others it'd be like a laughable subject, like whatever, dude. Like, I don't know. In terms of actually choosing, to get back on track, I'm not entirely sure because I don't know what the combat gameplay is like. I don't know how to inform my choice here. And I don't know how important these bonuses really are. Mercenaries, merchants. Dagger. This is the only one that gives you information about their weapons. This one tells you nothing about their weapons, preference, or style, in terms of play style or class. And there's no indication about like, makes it just weirder. Dokalfar. Sophisticated students of magic and diplomacy. So this is a stealth / magic and persuasion person. Blocking? Dispelling. Is that like disenchanting enemies so that they can't, like, blocking their magic? I guess. Mostly because I think these would be the most useful. And in terms of wrapping my brain around how to play the game, it says something about their weapons. I'm not a fan of like dual handing a sword and a little blade. But detect hidden sounds useful. Do we get to add other things beyond? Like, do we get to add other? These are racial bonuses to a certain set, diverse allotment of. I wanted to turn off the signage, as I call it, earlier, and I accidentally turned off the emote wall, which doesn't really matter much if there's no emotes being used in chat, which there are not. Okay, so the purple enthusiast of me wants to pick this just so that the first outfit we have is this purple thing. The aesthetic in me, the one that just like wants to look at the prettiest one, despite that being potentially I guess controversial, but just because like, from the usage perspective, this one and this one are tied. They both seem blacksmithing. I understand blacksmithing, and it's one of my favorite crafts, so I think we're gonna go with that. And this one seems the most interestingly useful and balanced. Alchemy will be useful, persuasion will be useful, blacksmithing will be useful. Detect hidden sounds useful. Mercantile definitely is at a just overall whatever it means to, make a little extra money. Lockpicking, universally useful, obviously, unless for some reason it's like a dumb thing in the game. This one I'm not sure how to assess it, although alchemy makes sense. Dispelling does not. I don't know what to think of that. Stealth, Sagecraft, and Persuasion. Seems like a spongy character that's going to be like, ugh, in the fights I'm going to have a hard time. And I don't know if we got companions or parties or what. I think I'm going to go with this one for the blacksmithing. Okay. What are we picking? Fire, wisdom. Okay, our patronage. Fire damage, fire resistance, mana. Okay, this is a very magic-y based game, apparently. Physical damage. Ooh, I like that. Health, mana. Health, 10% health. Ooh. None. Interesting. Patron bonus. For not having a patron is 1% experience bonus. Huh. I sort of like... That's just practical and pragmatic. And if I'm going to focus on crafting my own armor and being like a tanky character, which is straightforward and easy to play, I think we're going to pick this one. Okay, we got preset looks. Interesting. Okay. Alright. Sufficiently diverse. Also because Can we rotate? Alright. I didn't know what their hair actually looks like. I kind of like this one just for being... I'm trying to think of a stereotype label for a class that we're developing here, or that we seem to be. Okay, now we can do individuals, huh? What's the loudest, brightest? Ooh, purple. That green is awesome. Oh. Is there a red that matches her? Like a rust? The color is almost indistinguishable. All I can tell is it's sometimes some of them are darker, some of them are heavier. Okay. What is this? This isn't even doing anything, is it? Is this gonna turn it off? No, it's just barely visible. And then it's not the... Did we already pick hair? Oh, we picked a starter thing. That's what. I want to see which one I actually like as a face. Kind of like the first one best. This one's pretty good. That one's exotic. That one. Here we go. Something less crazy. Oh, no. No. Maybe nothing. Yeah. Okay, here we go. First of all, I kind of like this tattoo, but I'm also curious. Let's make sure it's nice and dark. Now we're gonna... I'm very curious about the colors. There we go. Do they have... That's an awesome choice. It makes the eyes pop. Alright. That one matches the eyes. Cool. Purple. Torn. We're gonna go with purple. Okay, now, this is the key thing. Which tattoo? Ooh, I like that one. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Ooh, that's a good second. Follow, like a random, what is it? A runner-up. That's the what I was trying to say. Ooh, that one's now tied for second place. This is a good third place one. Ooh, I kind of like that one a lot. Okay, wait. Something else on. Do they have the purple in the lipstick? That's almost there, but not quite. There we go. Ooh, is that one better? That one's closer to the color of the tattoo. Oh, wait. I maybe misspoke. And that makes the tattoo look blue. I kind of like black. Ooh, that's cool. Even though I preferred it was matching purples. But the contrasting purple made the tattoo look blue. And this just looks better all the way around. Okay, now which tattoo? This one? Or... what's that other one? Ooh, I hadn't noticed this one before. This one just shot up to first place. And this other one that was first place... oh, I like that though. Oh, man. Okay. And then we're going to go with this one. Does that change your eyebrow color? No. Eyebrow color. Either a matching black. Yeah. Okay. X. I think we're good to go. Let's see what happens next.
One of the human women looks Almain to me, and in good shape. These Almain women, wound tighter than a Varie crossbow. All right then, make sure it goes into the report. You know he'll want all the details.
Amazing how well the body held up. Better than I've seen.
I'm just glad it's not moving. Must have been born under a lucky star, this one.
Anything else we need?
Unless you'd like to name her, I think we're done. Put her with the others.
Accident! No, I want to give her a name.
Well, that's it for you then. Better luck next time.
We might just roll with it. We're just gonna run with the name, whatever. Yuck. Like officially gross. Ugh, that's like a nightmare. I would never want to wake up to that. Good lord, especially not barefoot. Oh, please. Goddesses and muses, may that never happen to me. feel so teased. That's a chest. It should be something we could take. And I kind of want to take this cleaver as a weapon. Okay, I seem to be going the wrong way, but also who knows? Worth exploring. Let's learn and explore before we leave this stage. Okay, curious conundrum, friends. One of the fun technical gimmicks, let's say. Oh, I forgot to take my hair down. I think I look better on camera with my hair down, generally speaking. It's more of my vibe, anyways. I'm not really into ponytails. I just also don't like long hair. It's catch-22. I'm not used to all this madness. Okay, so what are we going on here? One of my little gimmicks is that I try to play as little of the game as humanly possible when I do my first impression review, just to get into it, splash down through, or get into and explore its onboarding, and do as little as possible, and see when it lets me save and bounce out of it. Okay, there we go. We had our first little look. Technically, we're there. Okay, so let's address the obvious. First of all, it looks and feels dated, which is a tragedy, but it doesn't feel that bad. It's not a known franchise to me, other than I've discovered the early teasers in the marketplace on Xbox for Re-Reckoning. It's not unlike the other franchises that I feature on my live stream, including but not limited to Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Dragon's Dogma, the other Dragon one, and the other big RPGs and the MMOs that I feature. This one is not one that's been sitting, in my list of games that I FOMO'd out about. I didn't. I don't. It's totally new to me. Unlike other 360 games that I've tried that felt just way too clunky and old, this one feels like it's probably going to be enjoyable. So there's that. Especially if it is enjoyable, then I'll be dually motivated by the fact that the sequel is coming. I don't know how long from now it will arrive. I have no idea. But I guess we could look into that. Okay, create a new save. We've just done that. Change storage device. No. I'm not going to exit right the heck now. We're going to check out what's going on in the quests department. Quest log contains all of your quests. Okay. Out of the darkness. Faction. Nothing. Side. Nothing. Okay. And inventory. What do we got? Weapons, armor. Nope. We got the note. We've got one thing. You guys aren't even seeing that. Let's get back into it and push a little further, just to explore a little bit. Sometimes what I'll say is I'll push in a game until I get to the first town, or there's usually a tutorial and a handful of fights, and I presume that's coming up next, which is why I'm not giving up yet. But often the game will be and you cannot save and exit until we're done with this business, and it's not doing that. And often, especially if I already I don't think I'm gonna like this game, I will often sort of back out. That's usually when it's a Game Pass game or a free-to-play game, and I feel no commitment to playing it. I did buy this. So I feel a little stronger level of let's see how much we get into it before we decide maybe it's a return to the store trip. But first impressions are always about determining what it's like and what our opinion is, and finding out based on, for example, I had no idea. To give an example of what I'm trying to say, a first impression taste is to see how much I feel like I want to get back to it later. I did not know if when I first heard of Oblivion Remastered, because it had been leaked and the leak had become news and the news had reached me passively. I didn't go looking for that information. It just showed up on my streams, my news feeds, as it were, on the platforms. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll check it out. And I didn't worry about it. And it just so happened that I was I don't know what to do today. And then it was oh, today is Oblivion shadow drop day. So I was like, well, F it. I guess fate has put something in my way. I thought I'd play a first impression and be like, done, out. Okay, I'm going to go back to figure out something else or go back to Call of Duty or something. I got sucked in, man. Oh, right then I was in the middle of Assassin's Creed Shadows fixation, but also I'd kind of completed my arc of like, I was starting to feel a little burnout on Assassin's Creed Shadows, at least in terms of playing it every single day. Not to the point of like giving it up. I realized I needed to diversify my playthrough, and then I got sucked into Oblivion hard, and I had no expectation of that happening. And the litmus test is what we'll find out between the next day or so is, do I like wake up in a day or so going, what happens next in Reckoning? I don't know, and I'm kind of digging the way it's going. So that's what the first impression test is about. So far, I have not developed even sort of any kind of sense of that. So we're going to push on. I'm going to stop rambling, mute myself for a minute. We're going to take a sip of coffee, take a breather of the breathy thing, and then we're going to dive in and push forward to see what happens and what kind of tutorial action they give us next. Ooh, cool! I love getting to see the map. So I'm glad we didn't like disappear on the game before checking out the map. Let's explore. I mean, let's visually. Okay. I don't know where we start. Like, maybe it's here? No, that just looks like a thing that's like a first important location or something. Okay. The map is this big. So 2 major continents, a bit of water. I do not know what scale to imagine this. Is this a river I can cross by walking? Does this require a boat to get across? And then what does this mean? Is there like the Feylands, fast travel subpoint local map? Is there more? Is there another map to find? Doesn't feel like it. This feels like this is the world. This is the known world of this game. And this just means boats may or may not play a role. This is weird. This doesn't feel like this is a game that's going to be, now get on a boat and do boaty things, but maybe it is. I don't know. Let's get to it. Oh, I wanted to check out options to see about stuff. Oh no, we already looked at this, didn't we? Lock minimap. Oh no, lock up and down lock. Rotation, right? Quest markers on. I think I can't do that apparently. Press L. Hold A, press L. Makes more sense. Press is not hold. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get out of this. Well, we're going to find a way out of this initial thing. I don't know how much bigger the dungeon that we're in is going to be, but we're going to press on a little bit. If it feels like we're not terribly far away from getting to and now you get to your little starter village, which is often a feature of the opening onboarding of a game. We'll try to get pushed to that. if it feels like this whole labyrinth is a whole epic chapter unto itself and requires more than just a 20-minute journey to get to the town, then we'll find a save point, hopefully, and get out. Looks like you can save whenever. So, here we go. I thought that was to open the gate. I did not expect that was to dump a person in. Apparently we just need to go over here. I feel kind of horrible about that. Blue rusty sword. There we go. First weapon. Alright, take all. Take all. I love it. Press start to see your items. Okay. Alright, I'm going to mute myself again. That was just sad and gross. I didn't expect that. I'm such a moron. I should have seen that. I thought it was like for the gate. And no, it was to dump that person in the fire. And I feel terrible. That was gross. Here we go.
They're all over. Run!
Scatter, children of dust! Scatter before the might of the Tuatha! Stay away!
Sweet. I was not sure if those things were lootable because I'm a loot junkie. And yes, I love the old school break the stuff and find stuff in them. Let's bring that back. What's up with that missing from most modern games? Like, we should have that in Call of Duty. Break a box open or I don't mind the way, like, in Assassin's Creed, you loot a box and it's a little boop and it pops open. I don't mind that. And there's some things you do break. But I miss, like, in RPGs, in like you're specifically in a dungeon and there's a bunch of boxy things and you can't kick them open or punch them open or slash them open. What? I forget what game that recently was, like, really irking me, but it was. Okay, anyways, we're going to dive a little further, try to see what happens next.
Help! Anybody!
You! Up there! Please help me! Please! More mortals. thank you, I wait. I've seen you before. On the slab. You were dead. It worked. By the dome, it worked. You're alive. You died. I don't know how or even where. But your body was remade in the Well of Souls, and somehow it worked. The well restored your soul to your body, and it worked. We must get you to Professor Hughes right away. He'll have questions for you. Oh my, you don't know? Perhaps the process damaged your memory. They are the Tuatha Deon, the enemies of all the young races. We've never seen them this far inland, not even during the invasion. I don't know why they are here. Hughes may have the answer to that as well. You must stay alive and reach him. Professor Formorus Hughes, the Well of Souls is his life's work. The Tuatha are coming into the lower levels. If we hurry, we should be able to beat them to the top. Take these. They'll help keep you safe long enough to get to Hughes. Now, let's get going! The Well of Souls is just ahead. You'll see. And it works. It restored you to life. There will be plenty of time to explain later. We've got to get going. I wish I could tell you more. You showed no signs of life when we removed your new body from the well's waters. We just put it in the furnace room with the others. We would have never done that if we knew. Oh my, you don't know? Perhaps the process done. We've never seen them this far inland. Not even during. He'll be in his study on the ground floor of the tower. At least, I hope he's there. And safe. Let me get this door, and we can be on our way. Right this way. You go first. This is what they're after. Our greatest invention. The Well of Souls. Imagine an end to war. An end. Come on! There's no time to waste! Move! Move! One of the storerooms. See if you can find anything useful. Wait! Do you hear something? More Tuatha!
Take your case.
You're going to need more than just that sword. That one had a bow. Get it?
He quite literally said, that one had a bow, go get it. Where? Where's the bow? That didn't have a bow, but that should have given me a bow. Why didn't it?
Oh, that longbow's bound to be useful.
Do I already have it?
Move!
Okay, hold on. No, I don't. Where's the longbow? Is this a known glitch? Or is there another guy somewhere? This is all chopped up. There's nothing here. We already found that. That was not lootable. Oh, that guy had a bow. I didn't kill that guy. Okay. At least I don't remember hitting this guy. Okay. Sorted it out. Duh.
them before they see us. Go! I bet you're still groggy, but just keep moving. Move! Move!
The mountain guardian is coming.
Show me your return, Dustling.
We need to get you to Professor Hughes. Move! Move! Daggers are deadly if you catch an enemy unaware. Their speed more than makes up for their size. More up ahead. If you can sneak up on them with your daggers, you should be able to finish them quickly and quietly. Gracious. Cave blossoms only respond in the presence of magic. Perhaps there is more to you than it seems. What on? Save your magic for when you need it.
That startled the crap out of me. Sorry, I have to look over there to hit the mute, unmute button carefully. I wish the camera had been on. You would have seen me like, ah! Because it did. I went, ah! You wouldn't have heard anything, but you would have seen my face.
They've completely covered the tunnel. Maybe you can use that staff to burn a path through. Not more spiders. Burn them! Burn them!
Die, Twatha bastard! Wait, you're not one of them. Ansel, yet alive! And who's this?
That's what I intend to find out. She came out of the well.
What? Then she better get inside to see the old man. Quick, before those Twatha make another push.
This is where we part ways. But take whatever you want from this armory. We might have a few things that would fit you. Just make sure you get to Hughes. We can hold off the Tuatha here. He's directly ahead, in his study. Just keep going past the top of the well. He needs to see you. Right now, you're the most valuable thing in his world. I'll see you on the outside, if fate wills it. Go on. There isn't time to waste. I'll see you on the outside, if fate wills it.
I missed out on selecting the I need more help option. I kind of wish I'd clicked on that. I thought we were going to get to come back to that decision wheel, and we did not, and that sucks. I don't know what it meant, except maybe like a party member. So I don't know. But anyways, hello and welcome to the new viewers dropping in. Thank you for being here. We're taking a first impression look at this game. It's new to me. One of the many games I missed out on. It's an old game, but there is a new sequel coming out, so we're sort of indulging and checking out, see if we dig it, to see if we get into the sequel or not. So thanks for being here. We're going to push a little further. This is already been a little longer than I usually go, but it's been a nice in-depth. I don't know how much more of it. Where's the map again? Oh, what do we have here? Oh, we have more stuff. Anyway, we're going to poke around for a little longer and then find a place to save out. We may or may not get out of this tunnel. We may or may not get out of this opening act completely. But we have sampled enough to know that it's fun and enjoyable and goofy and chill, and and in the realm of all the other RPGs that we're playing through. So it's going to compete with everything else. But yeah, it'll be added to the roster, at least for the time being. And we'll see how much or how little we play it. Okay, we're going to get back into this and try to push a little further. Thanks for being here. Smash that follow button. Don't be shy. Say hi in the chat. But please be advised, any solicitors, real or otherwise, will be warned and or just outright blocked. Any of them best viewers on insert name of redacted site here, it's an instant block. Just get out of here. Violates terms of service, just so that you know, in case you didn't know. All right, here we go.
You're what the well spat out. I guess it could have been worse.
Go on. There isn't time to waste. I'll see you on the outside, if fate wills it.
I never believed the world would work. Maybe it would be best if it never did.
Plate armor. Nothing protects quite like layers of impervious metal. Leather armor is thin, but will give you the speed to reach an enemy's boat. Simple cloth frees your body and mind. That's why mages prefer it.
I hope you're worth all this.
made it. And look at you. Even with all you've been through. The Tuatha, your return from the dead. Please forgive me. You must be terribly confused by all of this. I am Fomerus Hughes, and this is my laboratory at Alistar. Everything you see here is dedicated to one thing. The Well of Souls. The pursuit of immortality. And you're my first success. If we only had the time, there's so much we might learn from one another. It's been my life's work. Decades of research with a singular goal, ending death itself. And now, you're the only proof that it's a success. But why did it work on you and no one else? What makes you different from the others? There are so many questions to ask, and if we're to get any answers, we've got to get you someplace safe. I wish I could tell you more, but your death is a mystery to me as well. It seems that your memory died with your body. You see, the well is designed to capture the soul of someone recently deceased, recreating their physical form within its waters. Simple, really. Your rebirth is the first we might truly call a success. There have been others, but the results weren't quite right. I am Fomerus Hughes, Scholar of Vivification Prime Circle. We're standing above my life's work, the Well of Souls. There's so much to learn about you, though. I imagine it's all a bit muddled. A side effect of the prismia? Shape of the basin? No. If only we had more time. You don't know? They're called the Tuatha. They were once Fey folk of the Winter Court, but they've been twisted by their Lord Gadflow. But how could they have found us out here? We're miles away from the front lines. The war has never touched Dalantarth. And why attack the well? The Tuatha are a radical splinter of the Fey. Insane, bloodthirsty, and immortal. Even when they die, their essence returns home to be reborn later. They hate mortals like you and me, and want us wiped off the face of Amalur. I can only imagine how much they hate the idea of mortals being reborn. The Fae are complicated. I could write 10 volumes on the effects of immortality on their pseudo-feudal court system alone. Too much to explain right now. The Tuatha have come to stop my work, but I don't believe they know about you. Not yet. What's important is getting you out of here safely. You're the only proof of what we've achieved here. I may not be able to save the well, but I can ensure that its only success is safe. Of course you do. Please, though, we must hurry. Good. We can't waste time. We're in the Feylands, miles away from the front lines. I thought we were safe enough from the war, but it seems some of the Tuatha found their way here anyway. Yes, you're right. I've got my notes, but it's most important that you stay safe. It's just that you're fascinating. Simply astounding. I'm not certain what's caused it, but somehow... yes, as I was saying, I'm not sure what... Perhaps I should go see. Sir! Mr. Hughes! The Tuatha have breached the lab! They're inside the...
No! We've got to get you out of here now! Quickly! Follow the path to the town of Gorhart. Find Agath. He's a friend, and he may be able to help. No matter what else, stay alive!
Okay, I was not sure what that was at the end. Obviously a little quick time event. But I was like, because I hadn't had to do one of these in a game in forever. So that was fun. Wasn't sure. I wish there was a better way to switch between weapons when you've got multiple cool weapons, more than just a pair. You know what I mean? Because I would love to be able to sling arrows from far away, hit with the big sword, and also switch to the daggers. But whatever. Okay. I wasn't expecting a little rock fall, but apparently we cannot go back. What is this? About a jump? Alright, is this the... I don't know. Oh, this is the jump into the water. Whoa! Apparently we needed to cross that threshold. What's this? Serious quest into light, level up. Ah. It's funny that it tells you where you can jump. That's a giant fish. I think there's something down there to get. Let's cheat though and look through all this stuff. Yay.
But too good to last.
Oh.
Okay, we clearly need to talk to all these people and investigate what's going on in the lake. Because there's something funny going on in the lake. It's like, here, jump here. Although I don't know how to get back to here if we do jump. Oh, I guess we go over there and run back. Alright, let's see the lake thing. We'll run back over here, level up, and save. And then we'll bounce out. And that's our first impression look at insert name of game here. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. What's the name of this game? Something of something of something. Kingdoms of Amalur. Reckoning. It's cute enough, pretty enough, fun enough, playable enough. The controls are reasonable and not weirdly outside of my comfort zone, as some games are, unfortunately, when I try to play them. So we'll be keeping this one around for a hot minute. I don't know how badly I'll be like dying to come back to it, but it's here. We may juggle it off the drives, though. Who knows? Maybe a year from now we're taking it back into the store. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I am going to do the thing I just said and then sign off. Maybe abruptly without further ado, or farewells, or bon voyages. So I'll say this to you now, friends. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Smash the follow button. Check out my collection of links over at solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. And peace out. Go be good human beings to each other out there in the real world as well as in the game lobbies. And I'll see you next time. All right, here we go. We're going to do the lake thing, run back to this starting point, level up, and bounce out of this game. So far, so good. I give it it's a great pick. I give it a thumbs up endorsement. It's a great previously owned pick up at your store as a way to support your local insert name of video game store here and to play a game that you may have missed out on, like me. So there you go. Real, honest, genuine review. No one is paying me to do any of this, but I hope that someday soon people start. That'd be great because that'd be cool. Let's go. Here we go, friends. No more rambling. Insert end of show here.